He's almost here.
This is the Glenn Beck Program.
KTRH talk show host Glenn Beck makes his way back to Houston on March 25th to take a break from the daily grind and have a little fun.
Glenn, meanwhile, is joining us live right now to talk more about the devastation in Japan, of course, the budget fight in Washington, and that trip to Houston a little later this month. Good morning, Glenn.
Hi, Lana. Hi, JP.
You know, we're all focusing so much on this tragedy in Japan, more danger at the Japanese nuke plant. You've been talking about a couple of different kind of meltdowns out there, have you not?
Yeah, there's the other one you saw with the Nikkei last night. Luckily, it only closed at 10% down. But there is a meltdown not only with the nuke plant, but also in the bond market. We are starting to see PIMCO last week announced that this is the largest bond holding organization in the world, and they are saying that they're getting out of the U.S. Treasury bonds because they just don't think it's a good investment anymore. Well, can somebody pay attention to that? That's a really, really bad sign. Now with Japan, they were, I think, our second largest foreign holder of bonds. Are they going to continue to buy bonds only because of what is happening in their country? They're going to have obviously so much debt that they need to kind of keep their money closer to home now. What happens to the bond market while everybody is looking at this horrible situation at the nuclear power plant? There's another meltdown that you melt down the U.S. dollar, and how many die around the world from starvation or lack of military support?
I'm wondering, does the United States at this point, Glenn, have an obligation to help Japan? I mean, we are one of their biggest trading partners.
You know, I don't think we have necessarily an obligation to help them, but I can't imagine that the American people don't want to help them.
But the government?
Well, I think the government, when we can help, there are things that only America can do. I think when they asked, was it like yesterday or last night, for our help at the nuclear power plant, I think if we can do it, we should do it. We should be there to help our neighbors and help our friends as much as possible when we can do it. My point on the meltdown, the economic meltdown with all of this is, we're going to lose that opportunity to be able to help. That's why I say how many will die without lack of military protection or military support. If we don't have the money to do it, who rushes to the aid? I mean, you're not seeing the rest of the world rush to the aid of those people in Libya now, and our president has said, well, I'm not going to do it unless the UN says to do it. I mean, what is that?
Yeah, that said, the House is expected to vote today on another temporary measure to prevent the government from partially shutting down. Democrats and Republicans accusing each other of not showing any flexibility. How do you see it?
I don't even pay attention to the people in Washington anymore. I think they're such 3-year-old babies. We have massive change underfoot, not just in America, but in the entire world. If you don't see this tsunami coming, what is wrong with you? How blind do you have to be? I said on the air yesterday that we're living in times where not only will God judge us, but history will judge us. It's time for people to stop acting like 4-year-olds and start doing the right thing. And the first thing that they need to do is explain to the American people, A, what they've done in the past that put us in this situation, and explain how bad the situation is. You know, there's talk about not raising the debt ceiling. Well, okay, you don't want to raise the debt ceiling? Great. Will someone please explain to the American people what happens if we don't raise the debt ceiling?
Glenn, I want you to have a second here just to tell us what's happening when you're coming to town later this month.
Well, believe it or not, after all of this, we're putting together a night of laughs and kind of a break from all of this. I mean, we're going to talk about all of this, but we're going to try to do it in a more humorous way, to be able to take a break and to be able to, just be with like-minded people that just would like a break from all of this.
Oh,
so
yes.
we're coming to town. What is it? A week from this coming
25th.
Friday.
25th.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Pleasure talking to you as ever. Thanks so much, Glenn.
Thanks, Lana. Thanks, JP.
KTRH Talk Show host Glenn Beck there. You can hear from 9 to 11 right here on KTRH. And if you want to try to win some tickets for that appearance, just go to our Facebook page, click like us, and then you can register there and then follow it on through. And good luck.